Hey everybody, Aaron with Arnold's Outdoor Life. Back at it again. If you could guess, yeah, I'm back out in the winds. I don't know, I just love this place. I feel home here. You know, last year on my big trip, up into Montana and Idaho and Utah and all that good stuff, and down into Arizona, this place is, I still got some places I want to see. But usually, I do a little map readout before I start my video, but I'm not going to do it this time. I've been coming up here, this will be year 7. And it seems like after COVID, people just overran the wildernesses and stuff, so I probably won't tell you where I'm at. You'll probably be able to figure it out. Maybe when I go through the circ and stuff, I'll tell you where I'm at, because everybody knows where that at is apparently, because it is super busy in there usually. Anyway, I'm coming in on the lander side. I'll give you that information. About halfway up from my elevation climb today. And then that right there is the last of it. So I've already done, I haven't looked at the map, I think I've done like 500 feet, 600 feet, and I've got, I think another, if I did my math right, I got another 6 or 8 to go. Found some wild raspberries, a bunch of them in here. Not ripe though, pretty tart still. I'm just about up. Here's looking back, that lake. It's not that lake, there's one right down in there. That's where I started. I think. That might be the lake I started. It's either that or that's Fry Lake. Because that right there, that should be Fossil Hill. And the switchbacks, you come up from Lander. I've just got to go around through this and up the saddle. I think I'm done with the switchbacks. Oh, the winds never disappoint. May pay the price to get in here, but the elevation, this is just, I love this view. I came up this way 3 years ago. So I'm down off that saddle, or pass if you want, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know. But let's stop here for lunch. This is actually, I've been down this trail twice, and there's a basin back in here I'm gonna go check out. This is actually coming out of the basin. This isn't the basin. I think there's another inlet or outlet. But the basin I'm gonna go in at is back over here. You can't really see anything with these trees, but stop and have some lunch. Trail down off of there wasn't too bad. A lot of boulder fields, but this is a pretty popular trail, so there's a pretty decent path that goes through them. There's a couple water sources on the way down. So made it up to the basin where I was looking at today. It's no Titcomb Basin, but it is beautiful. I ran into some people on horseback coming up the pass. And they said they were coming here. And there are their horses right there. There's another one right behind this tree. He's hiding. Tried not to spook him, so. There's another lake up here. I think I'm gonna see if I can come around. Oh, there it is. There's I think there's 6 or 7 total lakes in this basin. I think I'm going to, oops, wrong way. I think I might set up camp up in here. Yeah, I was thinking about over here. I just took my pack off. I'm gonna go up here and check all this shit out. Looks like I may have a storm coming in. This looks like it might just be a little quickie. Forecast said it was a chance of rain almost every single day. But my guess it's probably just going to be like normal quick showers here and there. Except for there's a couple days they're forecasting a little more. So we'll see what happens. I can't believe I put off coming here for, well, probably 4 years. I think this is the upper lake. There might be one back in there. Too bad the lighting kind of sucks. My sun went under. Fiddle with my camera here. There we go, that's a little better. Well, day one is a wrap. I think I ended up doing about 10 miles with going up the basin and everything. The area is really cool. The fishing kind of sucked. I don't know if I had to do with the weather. I used my spinning rod and my fly. It looks like the only thing jumping out there are the little itty bitty brookies. I think they're brookies, but they're really small. I did have a couple follow my lure in, but I mean, they're only maybe like 2-3 inches tops. But see what tomorrow brings. I have a couple different options that I haven't quite figured out which I'm gonna do or not. But I'll keep you posted tomorrow. See how it goes. See you guys in the morning. Well, good morning, everybody. Start of day 2. I didn't sleep the greatest last night, which is weird because it was yesterday for the first day. This is actually my first hike the entire year, so had 1,500 foot of elevation gain right off the bat. Doing all right today, though. Got a big rainstorm that came through last night. No lightning or anything, but rained pretty good for a while. I had well, I laid down before the sun went down. I was just hanging out, and I had 2 huge mule deer that come through, like not even 10 feet from my hammock. They didn't see me or nothing. It was pretty cool to watch. Just grazing on the grass and stuff. But anyway, the plan for today still isn't 100%. We're gonna head out of the basin here, head west towards the Continental Divide. one of two ways. I'll either drop down into the little sandy drainage, or I'll go up, go north along Wind River Peak, and then go from there. I don't know. We'll see, but I'll see you down the trail. So I dropped down out of the basin I was in. Now I'm down in this little drainage area. This goes all the way out to Lander. This is one of the various parks along here. And this is the middle one. There's one a couple miles down, or east of here. And there's another one a couple miles west where I'm going. Stopped to have my breakfast. I don't like to eat my breakfast right first thing in the morning. So here's that other park I was talking about. Stream crossing. And up here we got the mighty Wind River Peak, and I believe that one right there is East Temple. Going to be summiting this probably in about 5 days. I'm gonna loop back and around. Our trail that we're gonna take should take us up through here. So I got about, from right here, I think I've got about 800 feet of elevation gain to where I will split off the trail. Whether I split off the trail tonight, or today, or tomorrow, still up in the air. I thought I'd give you a little update. See you down the trail. Typically when I come up this way, I usually take a trail that goes up through here and then up through there. So this trail is new territory for me. So we'll see what happens. Alright, just for a reference, where I started this morning, that line of peaks right there, that's on the west side of the basin that I stayed in. And came down through and basically followed the Poposia to where I'm at. It's a really pretty lake. I thought I was the only one up here. These guys that are here, they must have been here for a couple days because there was no tracks in the trail. It did rain last night though. They're camped down there by the outlet. Well, I'm going to keep going. It's only like another mile and a half to the 2 miles to the Continental Divide, so I keep going and decide if I'm going to stay up there or take the gamble to drop down into a little sandy drainage, and hope that there's some trees there to hang my hammock. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Look at that view. Just about done with my ascent. The ascent up here wasn't too bad, except for this last mile here. It's been all uphill. It's okay. Day's almost done. Got a storm coming in. So I got to the lake where I was wanting to go to. With this storm, I'm not going to be able to make it down into the drainage today. I don't feel like doing any route finding yet today anyway. But I got my tarp up, not my hammock or anything, but as the storm passes, we'll get some footage of the lake. Almost went the whole day without seeing anybody. Seen a few people down at this other lake on the way up. He said he was up here yesterday and he caught a 14-inch golden out of here. Yeah, you know, I always take a grain of salt when people tell me stuff like that. But he kind of told me where to go, so hopefully this storm passes quickly. I'll go check it out. Well, like I always say, it's not a trip to Lorenz without some sleep. Well, day 2 is a wrap. I'm about 5 miles behind schedule, which is no big deal. I won't be able to make them up tomorrow. To do that, I would have to do 3 passes, and 2 passes are going to be enough. So at the end of tomorrow, I might change my itinerary a little bit. Maybe I might drop about 7, 8 miles off of my itinerary, which will still be 75 miles, between 70 and 75 miles for this trek, so it's not a big deal. Not too bad for my only backpacking trip of the year. Couldn't do any of in the spring like I usually do. Well, I could have, but gas prices were so high and I didn't see wasting a tank of gas on, just a couple overnights, tank of gas each time. But anyway, tomorrow morning we'll start off with a bunch of not a bunch, but some route finding. Good morning, everybody. Started day 3. Another rain shower again last night. But I just gotta get packed up. The tarp is still pretty wet, so I'm waiting for the sun to come up. Start the day off route finding, like I said last night, and once I get down into that, I'll probably do a little recording before I go down into the drainage. But hopefully I can find a way down. I know there's a way down. It's kind of like a shelf system, I think, according to the map and what I've seen. I've only seen one person do it on video, but so we'll see what this morning brings. We'll see you guys down the trail. This is where I start my descent. I think I need to go through here and shelves down, because I think right over here just kind of drops down. I guess we'll see when I get there. Right there. That is West Temple Peak, I believe. Wish me luck. And this view. Alright, so I made it down the drainage, to the drainage I should say. When I get a good shot of where I came from, I'll take one. About 3 hours, do about three and a quarter miles. I'm gonna take a break here, have a late breakfast. I don't think I'm gonna climb the pass today. Fucking biffed it crossing the creek. Hurt my wrist. My knee's kind of acting up from climbing down Fremont last year. So I think I'm just gonna get up top of the canyon here and camp. Assess the situation. But this hike is far from over. See you guys down the road. I should say trail anyway. I was going to suck it up and go over Temple Pass, but looks like we might have some weather coming in. Might not amount to anything, but I don't want to get up halfway or to the top and have a thunderstorm rolling. And my body is giving me a big FU today. Sometimes I gotta remind myself I'm not in my 30s anymore. Not old by any means, but the body says no, the body says no. Well, I got the tarp up just in time. Glad I didn't try and go over the pass. Let's see how long this lasts. Anywho, I'm going to call this a wraps for day 3. Didn't make it as far as I wanted to, but I didn't think I was going to make it up over that pass anyway. So, make a slight change in my itinerary. I'll figure out what I'm going to do tonight. And let's go from there. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Morning everybody. Started day 4. I slept in a little bit today. It started raining at like 4:30 this morning. 4:30. It just quit. It's almost 7:30. So I was thinking last night, I was planning on taking a 0 day at some point along the trip here. So I think yesterday was a short day. It was like 5 miles maybe, but it was some intense bushcraft, or not bushcraft, but bushwhacking. And then I think I might just do another 4 or 5 today and go over this pass. Just on the other side of this pass there's a bunch of lakes. Well, not a bunch, there's like 2 or 3 I'm gonna fish. I think I'll just stay there, maybe camp like a mile or a half mile away from Big Sandy, stay away from some of the people, and then I'll go up over Jackass Pass tomorrow, and then see how far I get. But right now that's the plan, so I'm gonna have me some breakfast and just kind of relax a little bit before I get up over this pass. But it should be a good day. Every day out here is a good day, whether it sucks or not. It's one thing about backpacking is you gotta embrace the suck. I was totally not ready for this hike. Physically anyway. Mentally I'm fine. It's been kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie. I've never had a hike like this except for the first hike that I did out here. It's kind of defeating in a way, but it's not. It's like I know I can do it, but it's still fun out here. Especially catching all those fish I did yesterday. I didn't videotape it. I took a picture of one. I don't think I'll put it out, but I was catching. First time I caught any goldens out here. They were all goldens, and the smallest one I caught I think was 10 inches. But it was pretty solid. Anyway, well, I'm gonna get some breakfast. I might have some coffee this morning too. And my tarp is soaked. I put it away wet yesterday too. Really not like to today, but if I'm going such a short distance, it's not a big deal. Anyway, well, I'm gonna hit the road, or hit the trail here in a little bit. See ya. Well, here's the pass. It's not as treacherous as I thought it was gonna be. It's still gonna be difficult, but rain moving in, it looks like. Looks like I'm probably gonna be getting rain all day. Lake up top here. Well, I better get moving. That's pretty cool, huh? Wait for this to pass a little bit before I head up. Thought that was the pass, but I got about an eighth of the way up, and I was like, I better check my map. And it's this one here. It looks like I go up through here. I think. No real trail. On my map, there's not a trail that goes through this drainage, but on GPS and newer maps there is. This is actually a alternate route for the CDT. But anyway. Well, I'm nearly at the top. Finally found the path. I can't see it here. But here it is. And it goes back around this way. I skirted the side of this, then ended up coming up this cool air or whatever. Definitely not the path that is intended, but I couldn't find one at the bottom to save my life, so I just started heading up. Oh, cool, there's a lake back there. And right there where that meadow is, that's where I came down. It goes straight down there. Maybe when I get up the top, I'll put my big lens on, see if I can see where I came down yesterday. And this is that peak that was covered in clouds this morning. Pretty neat. Now down at the bottom, I'm going to stop and have some lunch here. I don't know why they call this temple. Can't even see. I'll get a better shot on the other side. There's a glacier there. Try not to get this camper in here. There's a guy camping at the end of the lake. that depression up there. Well, puddle, I would probably say. Alright, I'll see you guys on the road trail. I quit saying road. Alright, here's a little better view. I was just way too close to it earlier. But it's crazy amazing. And there's the pass that came down. If I were to do this again, I would come up this way and go down the other way. That's just me personally. So I'm a little upset. I missed the trail split to go to those two lakes I wanted to check out. So I wound up down here at Big Sandy Lake. I could stay the night here. It's usually packed. I only see 1, 2, like maybe 3 campsites that are taken. But wow, this is so dark. There we go. So I think I'm gonna take a little break here and head up into the Cirque. There we go. Trying to get my picture right. It's still a little bright. Went from way too dark to way too bright. Anyway, I'll fuck around with it later. So I'm gonna make up my decision here in a few minutes. See you down the trail. Alright, so that saddle or pass right there is what we came over this morning. East Temple, right here, Temple Peak. Alright, so usually when I'm in the winds, it's either July or early to mid August. This is late August, and I have never seen mushrooms out here like this. This is like only one variety. I seen some earlier today that looked like brains. Took a video on, but I had my video on the wrong setting, so there was no sound or nothing. But around the Midwest I'm alright with fungus, but around here I have no clue. Almost there. Through there's Jackass Pass. And then one last look at where it came from today. That motherfucker right there. East Temple, or no, Temple and East Temple, Temple Pass, came down through here in this little ravine. There, dropped into Big Sandy. Almost there, a couple hundred more feet, elevation gain about half a mile. Then I can drop down and start looking for a campsite. Alright, so we'll say this is a wrap for day 4. Went about 10 miles, 2 passes. Got to camp probably a half hour later than I wanted to. I'm all set up. I just got to hang the bear bag, and that leaves me about half an hour to eat dinner before it gets dark. That's not a big deal. Pretty rough day, but all in all it was good. My body's finally getting used to all this. I mean, I'm still getting used to the altitude. I'll be acclimated by the time I get out of here, but tomorrow will be a short day. Probably, like, I didn't look at the map, probably 4 or 6 miles down this drainage here. I've been down it before. Might do some, there's the Poposia runs through here, so I might try and do some fly fishing. I'm horrible at casting, but I'm not too bad with stream fishing with a fly rod. See if I can pull anything out. It'll probably just be some small brookies or whatever, but I mean, it'll give me all day to get where I'm going. So I got to get my stuff, my camp chores all done, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It's day 5. I think what I'm going to do today, it's just going to be a short, like 5-6 mile through this bottom. Maybe do a little fishing along the way. If not, I'll stop where I'm going to camp and then go fishing along the North Poposia, somewhere along there. It's either that or do the 5-6 miles and then like 700-foot elevation gain somewhere else. But I think I'll just wait to do that tomorrow. I still got, I think, 4 days of food, so I think I'm going to stretch. I'm starting to get closer to the car, so I think I'm going to slow my days down so I can have my time out here. But it's a little chilly this morning down on the bottom. That's all right. Sun's been up for a while. Just has trouble poking through these trees a bit. It was a pretty good night's sleep. Got really windy this morning. I had to readjust my tarp like probably about 4 o'clock in the morning. But that's all good. We'll see you guys down the trail. Always love coming through this meadow. Circuit the towers. A couple guys down here, either fly fishing or breaking down camp right below Lizard Head. There's another one of those funky mushrooms that looks like a brain. I don't know what they are. No matter how many times I come out here, these sheer granite cliffs still get me every single time. Last year when I was on this trail, this lake here was like half full as it is this year. So they must have had a good snow year and a nice steady wet summer, so it's always good. Well, I made it to the trail split. I was kind of debating the whole way down here. I was thinking about going up to the lakes up there. It's only like a 600-foot climb, but there's a storm brewing. Looks like it's mainly to the north, but it's kind of hard to tell in the trees. Looks like there one might be back behind it. So I'm at least gonna set up my tarp, see what happens. The river's just right down here too, so I might go check it out. Go for like a little day hike because it's still early. It's 2 o'clock, so It's be a nice chill day. You know, I got 4 more meals to get on here, and I could get out of here tomorrow afternoon if I wanted to, but I'm gonna make my time worth it. So we'll just stay here and then see what we do tomorrow. Got the tarp set up in time. Here's my little campsite. You guys might recognize that I was here 2 years ago. Well, we'll see how long this lasts, and hopefully we can get some stream fishing in, and if not, we'll just fucking hang out. Oh, look at that, we got sleep. The other night when I was camped below Temple Pass, I forgot to take a picture of it, but it sleeted so much the night before that I think it's Mount Mitchell down there on the south side. It looked like it had snowed. I'm going to call it a wraps for day 5. Rained for quite a while, sleeted on and off. I did fish the Poposia down here a little bit, but got skunked, nothing. I didn't even see anything rising. You know, I was mid-afternoon and not the most ideal time to be fishing, but whatever. Yeah. Been a great time out here. I was actually really expecting to see some elk or a moose on this trail, because the whole trail, I mean, there's a giant elk track. I kept seeing it all along this trail, and so the moose track was it looked older, probably like 4 or 5 days, but the elk tracks were really fresh. About the only wildlife I'm seeing out here this time is mule deer. Usually I don't see a whole lot of them, but I've probably seen like a dozen. Seen one yesterday. It almost looked like mule deer whitetail hybrid. I don't know if they have them out here or not, but it had the ass end of a mule deer but the tail of a whitetail. I don't know. I know that some areas are getting crossbreed. Anywho, I'm gonna get dinner done and chill out. Morning everybody. Day 6. Making some coffee right now. It's my last coffee. I'm kind of upset that I had ordered some. I actually use, I'll just name it off. I want to show you. Black Rifle Coffee Company. They make an instant coffee. Really good. I mean, you can't even tell it's instant. But anyway, I had ordered some like 2 weeks before I left for this trip, and it never came in. So, whatever. But anyway, I'm going to head up the trail here. I got up a little earlier today than I did yesterday. I don't think I left camp until almost 10:30. I'm usually on the trail by like 8, 9 at the latest. I was going to stop halfway up. I think I'm going to go all the way up today. I will stop at those lakes and do some fishing. I mean, it's only 3 miles to... it's basically my favorite place in the Winds, so I figure I'll just, you know, it's only 3 miles, so I'll just take all day to get up there. Not all day, but a better part of the day. And I'll probably just spend, I'll do 2 nights there. It's at the base of Wind River Peak. It's the highest peak in the southern range. It's going to be debated if I'm going to go up it or not, just because how shoddy the weather's been. I mean, like every day There's been rain. I think I'd probably be all right if I started like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and then went up, because I imagine it'll take me probably 2.5 hours to get to the top. It'll be like not quite positive. We were anywhere between 2,000 and 3,000 feet of elevation gain to get to the top from where I'm camped. So I'm gonna get packed up, get some coffee, get rehydrated, and get on the trail. See you down the trail. Hey everybody, what's up? Get done with the first leg of this climb. It's about 600 feet elevation gain in about a mile. I'm gonna take a little break here. Got probably about 200 more feet of elevation gain till I hit the first lake. A total of 600 or 700 more feet to the top. If I remember right, I can't remember if it's 12 or 1,300 feet of elevation gain from the bottom to the top. Anyway, I'm gonna take a little break here. Hit up the first lake. It's like 2 lakes. There's a big one and a smaller one. I'm gonna try and do a little fishing there. It's still pretty early, so I've got all day to go 1.7 miles, I think it is, to the top. So about 2 miles to my destination camp tonight. So like I said, if I get there early, that's fine. It's one of my favorite areas. There's 3 lakes up where I'm going to camp. I've actually never explored the other 2, so like I said, I'm going to probably spend 2 days there. But anyway, we'll see you guys on the trail. That right there is our top altitude destination today. The lakes that I want to stay at are over on the other side of that. So here's the first of the lakes. I'm fishing for about 20 minutes. Nothing's really following anything in. Let's see how it goes. I think I'm going to switch up lures. Now I got one on the line. Let's see what it is. Easy. Rainbow. So lake 1 was solid. I spent about an hour fishing. I think I caught probably around a dozen. I bypassed the second lake, but this is one of the upper lakes. The other one's back behind me. It's smaller than this one. Stop here and do a little fishing and see what I got. So this upper lake is really fun fishing. Caught a ton, I'd probably say 20. But they're all just a little small rainbows, brook trout. But they're really fun to catch. Like they'll hit hard and just take off. And it's like when I don't know how many days ago when I caught that 14-inch golden. I hardly even knew it was on the line. I thought I just hit a rock. Pretty fun though. They're fun to catch. The ones up here, they're right around 6, 8 inches. The ones down at the lower lake I was catching, they were more decent size. I mean, they were dinner size. They were, 8, 9, 10. I think the biggest one I caught was, well, technically I didn't catch it because I didn't land it, but it looked like a solid 12. But anyway, so here's a picture of that, or a video of that lake I was just at. I was really surprised, how deep this lake is. There weren't any bigger fish in there. That's okay. I think I'm gonna pop a squat up here and have some lunch. Alright, the climb sucks, but the view is definitely worth it. I fell in love with this place the first time I came here. I don't know why. I think it's because it makes you feel like you're on the edge of the earth. And it's not the most scenic place in the winds, but up this way I haven't explored, which I'm going to get to falls. See drainage. It's up over there. And then zoom out. One is up there. Well, here's the second lake. There's the inlet over there. Kind of hard to see. A little glacier. I'm guessing here in about 3 or 4 months we'll start getting some, or 3 or 4 weeks we'll probably be getting some snow. Start getting snow, excuse me. There's one more. I'm not going to go up through there today. I was kind of hoping it might be a little less windy up here to do some fishing, but whatever. I'll definitely be coming up here tomorrow. Probably go out around here and then go back up to the top lake, see how that does. We'll do that tomorrow. I'm just kind of messing around today. See what I mean? Where it feels like you're on the edge of the earth. This looks like it drops off from nowhere. I'm gonna call it a wraps for day 6. Did a bunch of fishing, like almost 2 hours, nothing. I'm guessing it's because it's so windy. I mean, it's always windy up here, but not like this. I know there's fish in here because every time I've crossed the outlet, I've seen fish. So yeah, I don't know. So if it's windy again tomorrow morning, I probably won't even take my pole with me. But I'm gonna go up to the 2 lakes. You've seen one already, but I'm gonna go check out the other one. Morning everybody, day 7. I didn't get any sleep last night. It was so windy, it was like a freight train coming through there the entire night. I know it was going to be windy up here because it always is, but not like this. But that's alright. Got up super early, got some awesome sunrise pictures. Right now the wind has calmed down a little bit, but that was kind of the trend last night. It calmed down for about 15-20 minutes and picked back up. But we'll see what happens once the sun fully comes up. I've got a couple options. One of them I don't think I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to go up to those other lakes if it's going to be this windy and with such little sleep. Option 2 is to take the longer way out. Do some fishing. It'd just be a longer day today, or I could take the shorter way out. Just cut one day. It'll just cut like a half a day off of my trip. So I made a pit stop, shed some layers and have some breakfast. I opted to take the shorter trail. I don't know if this is a storm front coming through or just a front coming through, so I figured I better at least get closer to the trailhead. The skies keep getting dark and light, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not too worried about it, but towards the end of the trip, it's just something I don't want to deal with if I don't have to. So, I'm going to finish breakfast here and get back on the trail, see where I end up. See you guys later. Well, I finished with probably my last ascent of the day. Unless I go all the way to the trailhead, which I doubt. I really don't want to. I probably won't be doing too much filming. Most of this hike, the rest of the hike is just pretty much all forest hike. I mean, there's a couple overlooks. I might take a little video, but I think I'm just gonna keep going. I want to probably encamp like probably no more than 4 or 5 miles from the trailhead, so we'll see. That might change. My hikes are pretty fluid if you haven't noticed, so we'll see you guys down the trail. Alright, kind of give you a perspective where I was this morning. Right up, kind of hard to do, right up here, this ramp that comes down. I was camped kind of pretty much right at the bottom of that. And that sheer cliff, that is back up in the lakes I was at yesterday. But I think this is the only vantage point I will get for it. But I don't really feel like putting my big lens on either. So I made it down to the bottom. Down here on the middle fork of the Paposia. Some reason my hiker legs decided to kick in today. I was kind of hoping that would have happened like 4 days ago, but I'm gonna sit here and have some lunch and then just keep going. Figure it out from there. About 6 miles to the trailhead. If I camp at Sheep's Ridge, that only leaves me 2.5 to do in the morning. Or if I go over it today, I'm done. So we'll figure it out. But a little shot of the Paposia here. where I like to camp is usually down that way. It's like 3 or 4/10 of a mile that way. It's just a really nice place. I'm not done. Alright, we'll see you guys down the trail. Had to stop and eat some raspberries. These mountain raspberries are so much better than the stuff that we used to have as a kid. .5 miles done. 3 more to go. If it was any later, I would stay here, but it's only 1:30. That mountain right in front of me with the sheer cliffs, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, the sun's kind of weird. It's actually one mountain, it's like a horseshoe. That's where I spent my first night. And then coming down here, I don't know if you can see the lake down in there. Man, this sunlight sucks. That's the car's parked. Home stretch, baby. What's up, everybody? I forgot to do an exit video. But right now I'm on Union Pass Road. It goes from Pinedale to Du Bois. It's kind of like a forest road, gravel road, whatever. Kind of rough in some spots, but it's not too bad. Back there, you got, that's the northern winds. I'll zoom in on it when I'm done filming. I think you can get Fremont and Gannett in here. Not quite sure. I'll double check when I get to Pinedale. But anyway, that last leg wasn't so bad. They've done some trail maintenance since the last time I was up it. Used to go almost straight up, but they put a bunch of switchbacks in, so it made it real nice. All in all, on this trip, I did like 65 miles, I believe. You know, my original plan was like an 80-mile loop. I knew I wasn't gonna do it or get it all done, but the whole point was just to have fun. My pace this year was a lot slower than it normally is. Why? I don't know. But at least I got to take my time and soak everything in and enjoy everything. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, leave a comment if you have any questions or whatever. But just make it a point that when you come out to these places, you know, get out and explore. You don't have to stay on the trail. Some places you do, but out here in the winds you don't. That's how you find these places. You know, sometimes I'll start a hike and I'll go do a completely different route than I expected, so on and so forth. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. I put my bigger lens on so you can get a better look. I believe that one right there is Fremont. And this one right here, the middle of the frame, I think that's Gannett. One of those three, I believe. I could be wrong. For the longest time they thought Fremont was the tallest peak, but it's not. It's only like, I think 75 feet in elevation shorter or lower than Gannett. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful shot of the northern winds.